As Russia's gradual offensive nears the end of its third week, fears are growing that its troops will widen their assault to more cities, including the capital Kyiv, piling further suffering on the local population. Thousands of Ukrainian civilians have already been killed or had to flee their homes. Cities like Mariupol, Kharkiv and Chernihiv have already been heavily pounded by rockets, artillery and airstrikes. Experts say this is a typical Russian tactic inherited from the Soviet army. When their troops cannot overwhelm a resisting enemy, they unleash heavy weaponry.
And it doesn't really matter if that enemy is in a city or not, you just blast at it, the same way as they blasted at Grozny in Chechnya. That's also where they try to get in first with smaller forces, try to take it from the Chechen rebels. That didn't work, so then they said, okay, block by block, we're going to blast that city to pieces.
This method was used in Syria and had devastating consequences in Aleppo. The city was subjected to constant airstrikes and shelling. In Ukraine, Russia recently announced the deployment of special Syrian units experienced in urban warfare. For its part, the Ukrainian army has been trying to stop the encirclement of cities, including Kyiv, to prevent Russian troops from laying siege to entire urban centres. Experts believe military strategists in Moscow expected a swift victory, but now face mounting tank losses inflicted by agile Ukrainian tactics.
On the other side, the Ukrainians have been training on this kind of concept, delegated small units, etc., since basically 2014. When also with the help of various Western military who have been training Ukrainians since 2014, quite a lot of them, in especially this, delegated authority, small-scale operations.
NATO supplied and trained Ukraine's army before the war. That appears to have played a major role in slowing the Russian offensive. The fear now is things could become more brutal as Russia attempts to gain further ground.